Now what I would love to do, Collins,
Yes.
if you think you're up for it, is to let this spider walk on your hand and arm. You think you could do that?
What are the chances of it biting me really quick?
For real?
Yeah.
There's always a chance. Just like that.
This feels crazy.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. Perfect. Whatever you do, don't apply any pressure to the spider.
Okay, you might want to, it's going on my arm.
If there is one place that we as a team love to explore at night, it's the Sonoran Desert. During the light of day, temperatures can easily cross 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and combined with the bone-scorching sun rays, the conditions are pretty much unbearable for a human. Even the rugged creatures of the Southwest do their best to stay hidden underground or in the shade. However, under the darkness of night, temperatures drop considerably, making it the perfect time to encounter a world of nocturnal animals. What's going on, guys? So we just finished filming an episode for Collins' channel, and it's only 2 in the morning, so we said, let's get outside and explore our backyard here in the Sonoran Desert and see what sort of nighttime creatures we can come across. Now, I'm gonna let you take with you tonight my special SOG flashlight, right?
So oh my gosh.
Don't shine in your eyeballs.
Oh my gosh, this thing's
It is
crazy bright. Okay.
But that will definitely help you spot some of the creatures that we're searching for tonight. You'll also notice that I have a pair of snake tongs, and that is because there are a lot of western diamondback rattlesnakes that may potentially be out there tonight. There's also the chance of coming across tarantulas, banded geckos, Gila monsters, other lizards that are sleeping. Literally, there is a plethora of biodiversity out here in the Sonoran Desert, so anything is possible. So if you guys are ready, let's head off into the darkness and see what we can find. You ready?
Let's do it.
Collins Key is without question one of the fastest growing talents on YouTube. His family-friendly content and charismatic style have captured nearly 7 million subscribers to date, making him a bona fide superstar. However, when it comes to adventures in the wild, this is going to be something quite a bit different than he is used to.
Now, I'm trying to see if maybe there are some black widows.
What? I'm out, bro. What? Black widows? Those are dangerous, man. Oh my jeez, whoa.
Easy, buddy.
Just a bush, bro.
So we are excited to break trail into the darkness to see what species of animals we can get him up close and personal with.
So you notice all this area here? Looks like water's flowed through here, right?
Yep.
This is a very small wash. Now, a wash is like an animal superhighway, right? It's pretty much free of plants and any debris. That means snakes, Gila monsters, even something like a coyote
What's
or
a
a
Gila
rabbit.
monster?
Oh, you don't know what a Gila monster is?
No, it sounds super dangerous.
Well, it is the only venomous lizard in the United States. Actually, something that I've been bitten by before.
Of course you have.
But not intentionally, and it was the most painful bite I've ever taken.
Let me keep them.
Oh, yeah, he got the whole top of my thumb. Yeah, we're past the GoPro, and he got the whole top of my thumb. Right. Just stop filming. Our odds of seeing a Gila monster are like 1 in a million. It is like the holy grail of the desert. Not likely we'll see one tonight, but yes, Gila monsters would use a wash to move about at night as they're searching for prey. So what we oftentimes try to do is shine our light down the wash, just from a distance, see if we see any animals moving. I don't see anything here, but as you can see, this is an open pathway also for us. That means if we walk down it, we stand less chance of accidentally running into something like a rattlesnake. So let's head this direction, and maybe we'll find a lizard. Now it's crouched. Now, if we spot a rattlesnake, it actually will be very, very apparent. They have a black and white tail that just jumps out in the flashlight beam. Bunch of little ants running around. But ants don't scare you, right? Is there anything you're afraid of, Colin?
Not a massive fan of spiders.
Okay.
We actually had a pet snake for a long time, so I think like snakes are actually pretty cool. Oh geez, sorry, it was you. He asked the question about like, are you scared? And then literally his flashlight shone through the plant, and it was like there was like that like weird kind of like reflection on the ground, and I freaked out because I thought it was a giant moving like spider or something. I'm really good at this.
We'll probably see some of this.
Yeah, right.
Collins. What? Look right through there. You see that? Look up on that limb. That is a huge desert spiny lizard, and it's sleeping. I might be able to catch it. I'm gonna have to go around from this side though. You stay right there and watch. Keep the cameras there. This is gonna be tough without me shaking the tree.
Still asleep.
He's on to you.
Quick. Nice grab.
Nice.
That is a nice one.
That is a big desert spiny lizard right
Nice.
Woo! Man,
Let's see that,
that
thing.
is a good looking lizard.
That thing is huge. Oh my gosh.
That is about the biggest spiny lizard I have ever caught.
That thing is huge.
I could give you a pretty
Oh my gosh. What's coming off of it?
powerful bite. Just scales.
Oh, really?
Just shedding some skin. Yeah, you can
Oh
see the
my
back leg is
gosh.
actually in the process of shedding right there. And do this, pet the back, pet its back. See how spiky that
Oh
is?
my god. I've never seen a lizard this big before.
And you can tell it's a male. You see that blue chin? And on the underside,
Whoa. This thing is huge.
pretty gorgeous, huh?
That's awesome.
Now this is one of the fastest and toughest lizard species out here. Oh, it's so spiky. And usually the only way to catch one of these lizards is exactly with that tactic at night. Find them sleeping in the trees. Absolute beast. You want to hold it?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah?
How do we do this?
Now, you have to be very careful because they can drop their tails as an escape mechanism
Yep.
from predators. So I do not want you to be bitten.
Okay.
What we're going to do...
Staying relaxed.
He's very, very powerful. Ooh, he's very spiky too. Ow, 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 ow. I'm actually getting spiked really bad there.
You're looking to bite me,
What I
man.
do is kind of hold him in the middle of his body. There you go. And if you let him go, if anything happens, you just let go and he'll jump to the ground. There you go. That's you holding one good size.
Oh my
spiny
gosh.
lizard. Pretty spiky, huh?
Yeah.
Hi, buddy.
Holy cow.
Have you ever
Jeez.
held a lizard like this before?
Never. I didn't even know they were this big.
Yeah.
thing's
That's honestly
huge.
probably the biggest one I've ever caught.
This thing is massive.
Yeah, he is an absolute beaster. All right, I'm gonna gently take it back from you,
Okay,
right?
yep. Oh my gosh.
Okay, control it. Okay, you can let go.
Okay.
There we go. All right, buddy. Okay. Whoa. It's hard to hold on to him because of all the spikes.
Jeez.
There we go. Wow. Well, I would say this is an excellent start to our night.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we can find.
All right.
All right.
Coyote, why are we at this wall?
A wall is actually a great place to look for not only scorpions, but... What's that? All right, Mario has called out that he's found a banded gecko. Let's see where this is. Okay, this looks pretty safe. Where is he? Oh, yep. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and catch it. Go real slow here. All right. Whoa,
On to you now.
whoa.
Cool. Nice. All right, fire
Real
both
gentle
lights.
with these. Okay.
Right down here by the pool pump. Definitely in the backyard.
By the pool pump, but yeah, that's great. These are oftentimes the best places to look for animals is right around human habitation. Collins, this is turning into the night of the lizards right now.
really.
Start with the desert spiny, and this is one of my favorite species, the western banded gecko. Now, it's very, very fragile.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn it like this. Go ahead and just pet its back. You'll feel
Oh my gosh.
it's like velvet, right?
Yeah.
This is a species that is almost entirely nocturnal. As you can imagine, hot desert sun would absolutely cook this creature.
Yeah.
So they're underground during the day. Now, Collins, what's really cool about this gecko is that this is one of the rare species out here in the desert that is not venomous or poisonous. There are a lot of animals out here that could give you a pretty nasty bite or sting. This is one that is completely safe to handle. Now, like I said, they are extremely fragile. So if anybody out there watching is out in the desert tonight and sees one of these lizards, it's probably best to just admire it from a respectful distance. But how cute is that little lizard, right?
It's adorable.
So, have you ever held a gecko before?
No, I've literally held like no creatures really before at all.
I don't know, guys. You think Collins should hold a gecko?
Absolutely.
Okay, so can you see how I just have it balanced on the tip of my finger there?
Yep.
And see, I'm just kind of holding on to the back leg. Again, you don't want to apply any pressure to the tail. There you go. Kind of let it rest up on your finger like that. There you go. Just real gentle.
Nice.
The craziest is just like a little heartbeat going like, Oh my gosh.
And you feel how soft and velvety that skin is.
Yeah.
And you notice the camouflage pattern on this lizard. All of that banding, that's where they get the name banded gecko, but that helps them blend in perfectly to this environment. So what I'll do is I'll hold up just a handful of rocks and dry grass, and you can see how easy it is for this creature to just blend right into its environment.
Yep. It's just so soft, it's crazy.
You think Colin should let it go?
Oh yeah, you wanna do the honors?
Sure, just put it down and let it go.
Yeah, let's make sure Mario's got a decent shot here,
right.
and just kind of lean
Right
your
here?
hand down, let go of your hold. There you go. It's kind of like, whoa, I'm back off into the desert.
Exactly.
Okay, well, so far we've come across two very safe lizards. I think we need to up the stakes a little bit and find something either a little more dangerous or a little more creepy. Are you up for that?
I'm up for it.
All right, there's your flashlight.
Thank you.
Let's head this way.
Let's do it.
It's tough when you hear somebody yell they found something, you want to move quick, but you still have to stand everywhere you're going. You don't want to step on a rattlesnake. Okay, it's pretty open right here. Hurry up. What do you got?
Okay, come here. Take a look right there.
Oh my gosh. What? It's a Gila monster.
What?
That is a Gila monster.
Yeah.
Okay.
No way.
Hang on. It moved from that Where is it? bush to that spot
Right up
there.
there, so you can get
He's
a
kind
shot.
of chilling there, but I need to get a.
Oh, I see it.
Let me get a shot,
man.
guys. Let me get a shot.
That's a big one.
Are you got a shot on?
Yep.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. I'm gonna move real slow. We don't want to try to catch and handle this lizard.
Oh my gosh. Yo.
Okay, Colin, stay back just a touch. Okay, go ahead. Colin's crouch down right there. Very, very slow. There you go. Real slow. Okay. Good. And just keep your fingers up away from the ground. I'm going to move in a little bit closer to you. Ooh, you see that tongue flicking?
Yep.
It is sensing us right now. Now I'm hoping that me not being in front of it doesn't give it that escape route. Okay, there we go. How's that shot for you, Mark?
That's perfect.
That good? Mario, good for you? Okay, and I am going to keep the snake tongs in between us just in case it lunges.
Okay.
I'll be able to block its strike. And there you have it. That is the holy grail of the Sonoran Desert right there, Collins. Probably the rarest creature that you can come across. You can see now it's getting comfortable. It's saying to itself, okay, nobody's trying to pick me up. Nobody's in my way. This lizard's going to move on when it feels it's time to move on, and that's going to be the moment that we get to spend with it. But look at that amazing patterning. That is a very healthy Gila monster. You've never seen one of these before, have you?
No, this is so cool.
You should seriously get out your phone and take a picture.
Do you have your
real
phone on you?
Yeah.
Move very slowly, very slowly. Yeah, there you go. Get your phone out. Take a picture. This is going to be one of those moments to remember, my friend. Now, my excitement could be a lot louder than it is right now, but we want this reptile to stay calm. The longer it stays here in front of us, the better it is for our scene, because if it decides to book, we're gonna literally have to let it go on its way. Now, they will stay underground the majority of the day, right? Again, trying to escape the heat. They come out to hunt at night. Ooh, stay right there, stay right there. And you'll notice the skin looks very beaded, right?
Yep.
Every one of those little bumps is an osteoderm, which is a little chip of bone underneath the skin, and then there's a scale up over the top of it.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is like a perfect specimen.
Oh my gosh.
This is
Look how good it's being. It's just sitting right
this
there.
is the second largest Gila monster I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, that is a big lizard right there. Wow. And this is the only venomous lizard species here in the United States. However, down in Mexico, there's another venomous lizard called the beaded lizard, right? So there are only 2 venomous lizards in North America. But when it comes to the Southwest, this lizard is king.
So when it's flicking its tongue out, what is it doing when it's doing that?
That's a great question. Well, they have a forked tongue just like a snake, and what that's doing is it's sensing its environment. So when that tongue comes out, it grabs chemicals from the air, sucks it into its mouth, and have what's called a Jacobson's organ. And that basically is like a computer that tells them, okay, this is what's in the area. It could be potential prey, it could be potential predator, it could be whether or not rain is coming. They rely on that tongue for so much information.
Wow.
It's like the Gila monster's little personal computer.
It's like starting to move his head towards us. Ooh, it's coming towards us.
It is getting ready to head into the shadows and call it a night. I think it has hung out quite long enough. That's a little beetle that just flew into the scene. Okay, Collins, okay, why don't you gently stand up and just kind of take a very slow step off to the edge there.
Okay.
Perfect. And we're gonna let this Gila monster continue on its night. That was epic. It's certainly been the night of the lizards at this point, but I have now found a pretty good sized tarantula. Can you see it right up on the edge of the grasses there? I cannot tell if it is away from the burrow. And if it's next to burrow, I want to see if I can get it away from it so we can actually get up close for the cameras.
Do you want me to be close to this part, or how do you want me to be in this?
Let's bring it out away from the grass. That's going to be the key, because we can't really see it. You right?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. This is perfect.
All right, Collins, now that we actually have the tarantula up and out of the grass, what the best thing for me to do is actually just kind of cut my hand over the spider to see if I can keep it in one place. Come here. I'm gonna try to do this without taking a bite.
Yeah.
Now, the bite from the spider is no more potent than that of a bee sting. So if I am bitten, it's gonna be okay.
Oh my gosh. Yo, that's crazy.
Why don't you just stay completely still? It does make me nervous to try to like balance the spider from one hand to the other. Now, what I would love to do, Collins, if you think you're up for it, is to let this spider walk on your hand and arm. You think you could do that?
What are the chances of it biting me really quick?
For real?
Yeah.
1 in 10.
There's always a chance.
1 in 10.
But you see how I'm just letting it walk from hand to hand, applying no pressure?
Yep.
It's staying pretty calm. Just put your hand out straight in front of my hand.
Oh, gee, dude, you see it just like tripped out for a second, bro?
Yep, that's because you made a loud noise. You want to stay as calm as you can. Don't make any noise.
Okay, I'll go on then.
Yeah, so here's the thing though, Collins, like if you do this, you gotta keep your hands still.
Okay.
Gotta stay completely still.
Back of the hand, front of the hand.
I would do the base of your hand, and I will be here to...
Are you gonna catch on the other side?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm gonna let it onto you. There you go.
Still, stay still.
Stay still. There you go. Very good. Very good.
Oh, that was pretty good.
There.
That was great.
There you go. Very still. We're just gonna continue to give it a runway. Just like that.
This feels crazy.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh.
You're doing awesome. Did you ever think that you would be out here in the Sonoran Desert handling a tarantula?
No way. This is so cool. Oh my gosh.
Go ahead, put your hand there. There you go. Wow, go ahead, try to get your other hand in front. There you go, perfect. Whatever you do, don't apply any pressure to the spider.
You might want to, it's going on my arm.
There we go. I got it.
I forgot about the loud rule, my bad.
It's okay. And the quieter you stay, the more calm the spider will stay.
It's starting to get habituated, you guys.
Yep.
That's
Well, it's
good.
figured out at this point that we are not predators. We are not trying to eat the spider.
So cool.
Its interest is just in getting to the next spot it can walk. There you go. Now my hands aren't even involved.
I would go for it. Yeah, it's going for it. Okay.
Excellent work. So cool. You are a brave man, my friend. It takes a lot to be afraid of spiders and actually hold onto one of these arachnids. But like I said, this is not something that you need to be afraid of. Despite the fact that they are venomous, the bite is very mild. And after I handled the spider for a few minutes, I could kind of determine that it is going to stay calm. Otherwise, I would.
So that just blew my mind. I never thought I would ever hold a tarantula, let alone like a wild tarantula that we just caught.
Yeah, and tell everybody watching, this is a tarantula. We literally just
found this in a bushel of grass, fam. In a bushel of grass.
I've handled many tarantulas, but you have to base handling an arachnid like this on its demeanor.
Yeah.
Now, for anybody out there watching, I would never recommend that you go out and try to pick up a tarantula. Keep in mind, I've been doing this for a very long time, and the only reason that I push you into this position is because I feel comfortable with this spider. I let it get adapted to me, and then I let it walk on you. I would never put you in a situation that I didn't think was safe, but there you go. You have faced
so cool.
your fear of spiders, and you have handled a wild tarantula. How cool is that?
Literally never thought I would do that.
Well, guys, I would definitely say that this was one incredibly epic expedition. We came across multiple lizard species, including the holy grail of the Sonoran Desert, the Gila monster, and then Collins Key, my main man, faced his arachnophobia by handling a wild desert blonde tarantula. Look at that.
See, he likes me. He's going back on my hand.
You got a new buddy.
Exactly.
All right, you want to do the honors of letting it back off into the desert?
Yep.
All right, just
Here we go.
put your hands on the sand and off it will go. Bye, buddy. Bye.
Have a safe journey.
Dude, that was awesome.
So far over the course of my time creating content for YouTube, I have had the chance to meet or work with many of the platform's finest talents. And working alongside Collins was an absolute blast. Not only is he one of the most genuine and positively happy humans I have ever met, but for someone who has never embarked upon an adventure into the eerie darkness of the nighttime desert, he has within him a bravery that is absolutely unmatched.
I wonder if you can do math while handling a spider. What's 8 times 8?
Yeah, I'm not. A lot of legs on a spider. A spider has 8 legs. That's what we're going for, right?
That's good. That's good.
The island of Kauai is breathtakingly beautiful and has provided an unforgettable cinematic backdrop to some of Hollywood's most iconic films. I could easily read off a list that spans a mile long, but when it comes to the most timeless moment caught on camera, I don't think any of us will ever forget the arrival to Jurassic Park.
That's my official Kauai Jurassic Park shirt with the rooster.
By now we all know that Steven Spielberg's dinosaur masterpiece is my favorite film. However, did you also know that it is YouTube star Devin Supertramp's favorite as well?
What's going on, guys? It's another day off for the Brave Wilderness team, and you're probably saying to yourselves, day off? You're filming an episode. Of course we're filming an episode. An on-location episode where we will be going out with island helicopter tours. Only today it's gonna be a little bit different because I have my friend Devin Graham with me. You may recognize him from the Devin Supertramp channel on YouTube. And today's extra special because we both love Jurassic Park. This is true. Here we go.
With nearly 1 billion views on his channel that originate from some of YouTube's most epic videos, Devin is arguably the best cinematographer on the platform, so working alongside him was nothing short of an honor.
Part of your tour is over the beautiful Napali coastline today, so you'll be flying over the ocean for a short period of time. So the FAA requires that a flotation device be worn around your waist like a fanny pack during the entire flight, and that's what this little yellow pouch is. I'm gonna have everybody gear up. We're not gonna pull on the orange tab today or ever. That is only for emergencies. And I will help you. Just hold that.
Devin, don't pull the orange tab.
These are kind of stylish.
Oh yeah.
This is the new fanny pack. It can also save your life.
The new fanny pack.
Okay guys, so we have these little booties on our feet to make sure that we keep the environment clean when we get down there at the landing pad. Woo! Captain Gary is firing up the bird over there. I can see that rotor spinning. It's go time.
Getting excited?
Oh yeah!
We have also teamed up with Island Helicopters, Kauai's only permanent outfitter that has permission to land at one of the most breathtaking locations featured in Jurassic Park, the waterfall. Get ready, because this episode of On Location is going to be an adventure 65 million years in the making.
All right guys, well, I'm pretty much set and ready to go, but I've got some bad news. I was just told inside you get major motion sickness if you were inside of a helicopter. Anytime I'm on a boat, I'm hanging over the railing, spilling my lunch into the sea. So I apologize in advance if this turns into a puke video.
I think that's us back there. You see that?
Is that our bird?
I think that's our bird.
Sweet! Woo, this is exciting! My first time on a helicopter! This is epic!
As we loaded into the helicopter, the excitement was through the roof. Before we knew it, the bird was lifting off and the adventure was underway.
Oh my God.
Our natural instincts as video makers set in, and everyone was doing their best to capture the landscape through the eyes of their respective cameras. But the ride was so intense, it was almost impossible to do anything other than hold on. The Jurassic Falls landing is Kauai's most elite tour, and getting to the touchdown location takes you on an incredible bird's eye view of the island. Gary zigged and zagged through the canyons, getting the helicopter breathtakingly close to the treetops as we buzzed above the beautiful landscape. And while it may seem incredibly dangerous, Gary has decades of experience and thousands of flights under his belt, so we felt completely safe with our lives in his hands. Then, just when the ride couldn't be any more epic, the falls revealed themselves.
I started crying when that music came on. That was great.
What did you think of that, Coyote?
Woo! Didn't get motion sick at all. I was just blown away with the scenery. Got an amazing pilot over here. Gary absolutely nailed that landing. Wow.
So this is where they filmed Jurassic Park. We're both massive Jurassic Park fans. This is what made me want to make movies. So this place is a massive deal for me. It's in the movie where they land the helicopter and they all get out. So this is the entrance to Jurassic Park.
How about that chopper ride? Man.
Next, I've been on about 50 helicopter rides and I've never flown that close to land that fast. Through waterfalls, like everything was right there. Like my adrenaline was going for sure. We do a lot of crazy extreme stuff, so living it up.
That was good. Yeah, man, we came within like, I'm gonna say 20 feet of that one cliff. You were like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I honestly think I pooped myself a little bit.
Is this the falls up here? Yeah. So this is probably the road that they drove the classic Jurassic Park Jeeps down. Those awesome Saharas that were all decked out in the Jurassic Park logos that I so desperately want one of those. I think this was the pathway that they then drove off to get into the main course of the park on.
Which we're in the middle of nowhere, so there's no way they could have driven to this spot. They would have had to like fly them in.
They must have helicoptered in the Jeeps to get these shots. And that's the coolest thing about movie sets. It's all about how you stitch the pieces, parts together like a big puzzle. So they shot one thing here, and Steven Spielberg and the crew definitely walked right through this area. It's so cool to step foot in the same place as these legends. Wow, look at this! Oh, natural.
What?
Come on! Come on, are you serious? And that must be where it was built, right there. That was the original landing pad. You can see some of the structure that still exists. Helicopter came straight down the falls. Woo! This is probably the most epic spot that I've ever visited, certainly for an on-location episode. All right, guys, well, this is it. Jurassic Falls. I cannot tell you what it feels like to be in this exact spot where the helicopter in the film came and touched down and the crew got out and experienced Jurassic Park for the first time. I mean, this is a movie that for me as a kid inspired me, made me want to make films. How about you, Devin?
It changed my life, like no exaggeration. So being on the location is next level. And the mist, the water, you feel it all, the sounds, and yeah, this is in real life.
What's incredible is the energy that you can feel radiating from this spot. So I imagine as the crew stepped out of the helicopter, I'll never forget the look on Sam Neill's face when he stepped out, looking at what was to be Jurassic Park. What it must have been like to be part of that crew making it, not knowing that this movie was going to be one of the greatest films ever in cinema history. And it started right at this spot. Woo, that's amazing.
Right here.
Try to just get as many shots as we can. We still have to get back to the helicopter here and buzz all around the island, but I wish I could go out there and swim. They don't let you do that, but it looks beautiful out there. You can feel all the mist coming off of the falls. Devin's down here just getting some shots. 8K today. This stuff is gonna look epic.
We have 20 minutes here and you can spend all day here. So this is like a love-hate relationship because I can be here all day.
But you gotta do what you gotta do.
We are off.
I feel like John Hammond at the end when he had to leave the park after the T-Rex ate the raptors.
We're rushing. We could stay there all day, like easy, no problem. But there's another heli that's trying to land. We've kind of pushed our limits, so everyone's getting in, and we're off.
Okay guys, so Gary is gonna actually take us to the falls. We're gonna slowly drop down just like the helicopter did in the movie. This is gonna be something else. That's crazy! Woo! And we are off, continuing the tour. Last time we zipped around the island for these canyons. All right, I'm turning the camera this way. You guys are gonna want to see this. Now I know what it feels like to be a drone. This is epic.
Since its release in the summer of 1993, Jurassic Park has continued to captivate the imaginations of anyone who has seen the movie. Just like Devin and I, who have seen it more times than we can count. For the two of us, traveling by helicopter and getting the incredible chance to land at Jurassic Falls was a dream come true. And I have a feeling that this won't be the last time you see the Brave Wilderness team working alongside YouTube's greatest cinematographer, Devin Supertramp.
Well, we have landed. Nobody threw up in the helicopter.
Almost.
Even me. I know you're feeling a little queasy
I didn't
right now,
think
right?
I would at all, but I'm still a little iffy, give or take.
All I know is that this felt like an adventure 65 million years in the making. Devin, thank you so much for coming out with us today. I'm sure you got some epic shots. We got epic shots. And stay tuned, guys, because I have a feeling that there's some more Jurassic-sized adventures to come from both me and Devin.
If you love dinosaurs and Jurassic Park as much as we do, and would like to follow in our footsteps, you too can fly in a helicopter and land at Jurassic Falls. All you have to do is visit Island Helicopter's website and book your adventure today.
The ultimate goal is not only to find 3 different species of worms here on the banks of Maine, but also to test out the bite between the bloodworm, the clamworm, and the famed sandworm. Let's get to digging.
On this bizarre adventure, I will be working alongside the legendary Pat Spain. This man is a wildlife biologist, cryptozoologist, biotech expert, and about 10 other impressive things.
So here's what's really interesting about the sandworm specifically as compared to bloodworms. This right here is called the cast, and the worm is going to be in this section here between the pool and the cast. So I know that the worm is somewhere between this pocket of water and this pile of sand. And based on the size of the pool to where the actual cast is coming out, this one could be a monster. So what I want to do is get this trench down towards the side of where the worm would be, and then I'm going to try to lump over the whole big chunk off the top. There he is. Oh my gosh. Absolute beaster. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a sandworm, and it's completely constricted in. At full length, this thing may be close to the entire length of my arm. All right, going in the bucket. The bigger the castings, the bigger the worm. Oh, I see his tunnel. There he is. Oh, wait. Oh, this is something different. Oh, man. Do you know what it is?
That's amazing. That's a clamworm.
That's a clamworm.
Yeah, there we go.
Holy cow, these things are living nightmares. Just to find out how bad that bite might actually be. All right, Pat, we are back from the field and we have dug up some nightmares. Before us, 3 containers with 3 alien-looking worm species. Now, for everybody out there watching, let's go through a couple of real basic things that they need to know before we get into the real entertainment and we experiment with some bites.
All right, these are some of my favorite animals from the mud flats around here. We have 3 different types of annelids. We've got the bloodworms, which I know you're really familiar with. So 4 pretty nasty teeth that are made from copper, and they have 32 different toxins in their saliva.
Moving on to the one in the middle, which is without question the creepiest, the clamworm.
So the clamworm has 2 fangs that are made out of zinc, kind of like what you think of with a centipede.
And I don't do well with
Your
centipedes.
favorite.
Yeah, this is like an underwater centipede, and already it's making my skin crawl.
Yeah, it definitely freaks people out. So if you're digging in the sand and building a sandcastle up here or something like that, and all of a sudden one of these pops out, kids go running and screaming.
And in cup number 3, not to be outdone, is our big boy, the sandworm.
So certainly the weirdest one we've got on here, and the one that's least seen. So very hard to come across one of these. We managed to find quite a few really good ones, but I've never seen one as big as this guy.
We've named this one Big Bubba, and for context, we're not sure if this worm bites or doesn't bite. So this is a wonderful experiment today, but when it comes down to this worm, there's actually something super interesting about it.
Yeah, so one of the coolest things about these is that they are a universal blood donor for people. So we're not transfusing their blood into humans, but their blood retains oxygen so much better than human blood. It's like 8 times better than human blood, and you can actually store organs in their blood, in a compound made from their blood, for transport to go to transplant victims.
It's pretty crazy. So some people's lives are actually being saved when organs are being stored in the blood of this worm.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Pat, with that said, would you like to, you want to give it a go?
I think you're the expert there. I'm gonna leave this one up to you.
I was really hoping that maybe you'd be like, hey, I'm down for making a bite episode, but nope, I know what the audience is ready to see and the answer that they want. Which bite is going to be the worst? Now, in classic Coyote Peterson fashion, I went ahead and shaved my forearm. Why? Because it's silly. And we've got a target for the bloodworm, the clamworm, and the sandworm. And just so that I can line up the bite properly, we put a little circle, we're gonna put the proboscis right in the middle. All right, fellas, come on out of there. Oh gosh, it's like toxic spaghetti. Look at that. 3 massive bloodworms out and on the plate. Now, it's important to note that all of these worm species are capable of breathing out and in the open. And, there's a proboscis right there, Mario. I don't know if you're getting that shot, but I see that this one is definitely ready for a bite. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the bite zone with the bloodworm. There's the proboscis. 1, 2, here we go. 3. Oh, that's it. That's the one. Full grapple, that's what we're looking for. Okay, worm off, worm off. Ooh, yeah, okay. A little burn going. I'm gonna put this worm back in the cup. You can see 1, 2 little tiny blood spots on the edge of my arm. Now, I'd probably compare it to something like a fire ant sting. You know it's happening, but it's not something that's gonna send you into like, oh my gosh, it's yellow jackets or a bullet ant or an executioner wasp. But sure enough, that right there is a successful bloodworm bite. And now, the worm that I'm most afraid of, the clamworm. That is a walking, living, nightmare, look at that thing. I mean, if that is not intimidating, I don't know what is. It's like a mixture of a centipede meets an earthworm meets your absolute worst nightmare. And up front will be 2 fangs that are gonna bite into my skin. All right, Pat, you ready for this?
Oh yeah.
All right, so what I think the tactic here is gonna be is to actually get up the worm. I'm gonna let it walk on my arm a little bit just to see if it will bite naturally, and if it doesn't, I'm gonna go for the grab and put it in the target zone approach. Oh, I just saw the proboscis come out. Did you see that?
Yep.
Ow! Almost. It got me a pinch. I'm probably the only person in the world that would be like, come on, bite me.
It might need to bite your finger, because I don't know if it's going to get purchase on that part of your arm.
Get it, get it. Oh,
Oh, this is really nerve-wracking. Okay. Yeah, it got me, but it is not strong enough to break skin.
Try the webbing of your fingers.
Yeah, that could be it right there. That's the spot. I think it's gonna get purchase. I can feel it, but I'm not sure it's gonna be able to break. There's the fangs, there's the fangs! Well, Pat, at this point, I would say that the clamworm, very intimidating, huge mandibles, but like the soul pugid, not capable of actually breaking skin. And considering the fact that this creature is non-venomous, really something you probably don't need to be afraid of. I think we're moving on to the giant sandworm. The biggest one that we found today, and it is a absolute jumbo. So this is the back end, this is the front end, and we don't know whether or not this worm is capable of biting. Oh, that feels weird. Oh, it's super slimy. And when it comes to the bristles, not feeling anything at all. So, Pat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I have a feeling that those are just used with locomotion when they are underground in the sand.
Absolutely right.
I can feel the worm tensing up, which is really interesting. It's like a big, swollen, overcooked hot dog at this point. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the bite zone with the giant sandworm. Oh man, the anticipation. This is that moment where you're like, okay, either something really painful is about to happen or absolutely nothing's gonna happen. It's like in the horror film when you're like, don't go in there, don't go in there. It's kind of like, why are you putting this thing on your arm?
It's thinking about it.
Maybe, maybe. Oh, it certainly is intimidating. It is a big, big worm. And it's sliming me. Here it comes, here it comes. The proboscis? Just teasing us? I would say, at this juncture, not super aggressive, right?
Not at all.
Well, here's one thing that we do know about the sandworm. Based on the design of their burrow, we know they are filter feeders. When you're talking about the bloodworm and you're talking about the clamworm, they are technically predatory worms that are actively hunting for prey. So this guy's more of a sit, wait for things to sink down into its hole and filter them through its system. And to be honest, guys, in all the research that we did, nobody has recorded this worm as actually having bitten people. And while you don't come across them too often, I'd say what we've got here is nothing more than a gentle giant. But I gotta tell you, when it comes to creepy, this guy definitely takes the cake. What a big boy. Hey, there's my big bubba.
There's my big boy.
Look at my big boy, he's just like plump and plump. Well, Pat, we've got some results here.
We do.
So with the bloodworm, we did actually have a bite.
Oh yeah, you got a good one.
When it comes to the clamworm, very intimidating pinchers.
Absolutely. You know, what you find with most animals that look really freaky is that, looks a lot worse than it is.
Yeah. And when it comes to the sandworm, big, giant, alien looking, and all it did was slime me and spill iodine all over my skin.
Yeah, and it's a good defense mechanism. I mean, iodine does not taste good. So it's shooting out that huge proboscis, but just like you were saying, I mean, it's not an active predator, whereas the other two worms are. So it doesn't have those fangs, it doesn't have something to get purchased, but it does have a really good defense mechanism.
And when it comes to worms in popular culture, we've seen Tremors, we've seen the sandworms in Beetlejuice, there's the giant worms in Dune, and then there's one mythological worm that you actually chased after. Tell us a little bit about that.
So all these worms remind me of something called the Mongolian deathworm, which is described as very annelid-like. So it's this segmented massive worm. It's supposed to be about 2 feet long in the Gobi Desert, and allegedly it can electrocute you, it can spit acid, and it can blow itself up if it needs to and shoot hot blood that will melt your skin.
You went searching for this thing and didn't find it.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't find any, but I'm not alone in looking for it. Actually, the first documented evidence of someone searching for this, the first Western person going to look for this was Roy Chapman Andrews. That's who Indiana Jones is based on.
That is pretty darn cool. Well, we know that in many instances, an animal's bark can be far more impactful than its bite.
Absolutely. You know, nobody should be freaked out by these things. It shouldn't stop people from going and having a great day on the beach and digging around and seeing what you can find.
And you know what? If you come across one of these creatures, look at it for a few minutes, admire it, put it right back where you found it, and they're doing a lot of good by filtering things through the environment, and you know, they serve some sort of purpose, right?
Absolutely. As they burrow under the ground, they're aerating, they're bringing nutrients, they're moving nutrients around in the soil for a whole bunch of plants and other animal species. So for sure, they have a really great purpose in the marine ecosystem.
Alien looking, but very necessary. Pat, thank you so much for being a part of today's episode. I would have shook your hand, but it's completely covered in slime, but this was an absolute blast.
This was awesome. I really, really enjoyed it.
I hate the morning. I have an artificial sun.
It is 3:40 a.m. right now. I'm about to leave to go pick up Mario. We're gonna head to the airport.
It is very hard vlogging when you're half asleep and you've only had 4 hours of sleep.
Today, Trent, Coyote, and I are heading to Costa Rica in search of a really cool snake, Bothriechis lateralis, the side-striped palm viper. So you could kind of call this 24-hour find a viper challenge.
We finally made it to the airport, and I beat Coyote and Mario. This is good. I can slow move. I can relax. I am starving. I could use a bacon and egg and toast.
It's way too early to be away.
Mario, how stressed are you right now? Are you stressed?
Every time I get to the airport, I'm stressed.
This is a very unique challenge for us. Usually we show up to a location, get acclimated, game plan, go out and look for things, but this one is gonna be a little bit different.
Where's the stopwatch at right now?
It's in here.
How much time is already allotted?
I forgot to start it when I woke up.
What?
0. Or I'll start it right as we're getting on the plane. It's going.
It's official.
You had one job, Coyote. Our first flight is going to be designated to sleeping. Man, this vlog life is not that easy. You gotta carry the cameras and stuff and all your gear. Hundreds of flights grounded nationwide after FAA experiences computer outage. This was 56 minutes ago, which means we were in the air. Obviously we made it. So I think we're good. I think they fixed it.
What'd you get?
Fruit and donut balls.
I'm almost done with mine, so I'm gonna have to get seconds.
We're under the 20-hour mark.
We made it.
The big thing that we escaped today was this big shutdown with the FAA and all their computers. So tons of domestic flights today got super delayed. Fortunately, we avoided that crisis. We're in Costa Rica.
We've arrived at the hotel. Where's our stopwatch say? Where are we at?
10 hours, 51 minutes, and I don't think we have eaten in close to at least 9.5 hours. I'm so hungry right now.
Yeah, I'm fading very quickly.
Yeah, man, it feels good just to like finally get to the hotel. Like we've accomplished something. We got to unload gear.
Trash into treasure, making things anew.
This is the part you don't see in videos, is when we're absolutely exhausted, tired, hungry.
Dog.
And this is the unique part about this episode. We wanted to show that.
Well, that's fun. Okay, this is the spot to eat. Okay, we are 12 hours and 7 minutes in. The good news is we're at the halfway spot and we're currently fueling up on food.
Dinner was okay. I think it was a bit of a miss. We didn't do much research because we were just desperate. When you're desperate and you're hungry, you go for it.
Okay, the sun is down It has officially been 14 hours at this point since we left on our excursion.
Yeah, this is it. This is the moment we've been waiting for. You know, we were in Columbus several hours ago. Now we're in Costa Rica. And soon we might find a snake, and then maybe we'll get some sleep.
Okay, so we've left the vehicles behind. We are now officially at our undisclosed location. Gustavo, what can we expect tonight?
Okay, I think that tonight we have a lot of possibilities to find a green snake, the Botryechis lateralis. This is the perfect habitat. So it's an arboreal snake, so we need to check all the plants and trees in the area.
This is the moment we've been waiting for, right? Since I woke up this morning, I was just waiting for this moment to be with Gustavo and Naomi, looking for these snakes.
So we're officially at 14 hours and 49 minutes. We have less than 10 hours left to find this green viper. Let's see what happens.
Hola, mi nombre es Gustavo Murillo, soy fotógrafo de vida silvestre.
Y yo soy Naomi Méndez, fotógrafa también de vida silvestre y amante de la naturaleza. Uno de nuestros objetivos al momento de tomar fotos es crear educación ambiental. Por medio de nuestras fotos podemos mostrarle a las personas sobre los animales que existen en la zona en la que trabajamos.
Es importante saber que no se cuida lo que no se conoce. Entonces lo que nosotros queremos es que, como decía Naomi, que las personas conozcan en este caso la herpetofauna que vive alrededor de ellos, para que puedan aprender, conocerla, respetarla y así que evitar que las maten, evitar que extingan muchas especies que muchas personas creen que porque estamos en el Valle Central de San José no existen especies importantes, cuando realmente hay especies muy importantes que habitan en esta parte del gran Valle Central, ¿verdad?, de Costa Rica.
Pretty good incline here. Now technically we're going to be working our way up into a cloud forest, which has slightly cooler temperatures and a little bit more humidity. All right, Gustavo, so we're getting to the right elevation where you said we want to start searching, but what should we be looking for? What are the signs?
Okay, this is the perfect place. Okay. So to find the snake in a middle height and in the base of the trees. Okay. Babies and juveniles stay in the base of the trees, and adults sometimes prefers the high parts.
Oh, so we can be finding babies and juveniles as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Another crazy thing, the babies are different color, no green.
Oh, what color are the babies?
Like a brown.
Oh, so they might almost look a little bit like a fertile ants.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that. Searching up, searching down. Start looking. You got a juvenile?
A juvenile, but when they start to grow to adult, you can find in color green, of course.
All the way up there?
I see it. I see it way up there.
Yeah. Wow, good spotting. It is up there.
How did you spot that?
Oh, practice. It's practice, man.
Gustavo, you think you can get that snake?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Cliff on the other side there. Oh, he's got it. He's got it.
Okay.
He's got it.
Look at that guy coming in. Oh, got it. Got it.
Wow, I did not think that was possible.
Look at that thing. It's gorgeous.
There it is, our first green viper of the night. I gotta check the time. 15 hours and 10 minutes. We did it. I mean, it's a juvenile, but it still counts.
Look at that.
Mario, tell us, how are you feeling right now?
I don't even care that I've been up for 15 hours. That doesn't matter. My energy is back in full force. Look at this thing. It's gorgeous. Do you guys have enough light? You want to pop a little bit of light on it, Trent?
Yeah, it's all good.
Why don't we set him up on a little branch?
Okay.
We got some tight shots, some B-roll of it.
Perfect.
Good. Boom. Boom,
Got
boom, boom. Naomi, boom.
Good one. Finding a juvenile first is actually really exciting. It's very beautiful. We're gonna get our shots and keep searching for an adult. 15 hours, but we found the snake. The challenge is complete. Now we just have to see how many we can get.
This is the ever important part of the episode that we call getting B-roll. And you never know if you're gonna find another snake or not. So this might be the only one we find for the episode. And while we're very excited to have found it, gotta take the opportunity with the animal when you actually have it in hand. Because we could say, okay, look, it's a juvenile, maybe we'll find a bigger one, we should keep moving. Gotta get the shots while you can get them. Trust me, we have learned that lesson in the past. That you see one, and you're thinking, okay, well, there's gotta be more out there. This could be the only one, and we traveled all this way to find the snake within 24 hours. So we're gonna get all the shots we need, all the photography, and then at the end, probably still a thumbnail before we start searching again. And right now, I'm just kind of in the background, narrating to myself, narrating to you, letting Mario and Trent get their tight B-roll shots. Not much I can do on the GoPro other than this. So stay tuned. We're gonna work on that thumbnail, and then we're gonna keep searching.
Oh, Mario, that's a great pose right there. One thing worth noting about this environment is that while it may be perfect for these snakes, the snakes are incredibly well camouflaged because these are all just a bunch of vine tangles, and most of the vine tangles are green. Look at this. Green vine tangles everywhere you look. And somewhere hidden in there is going to be this bright green snake. You say there's another one? High up? Oh, I see it. Yeah. Much bigger than last one. Okay, I got the shot. Got the in situ. In situ? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Coyote, do you want to get it?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll trade you a snake hook for GoPro.
Okay.
And just keep the light on it. Let's see what happens.
Hey, Coyote, remember, when you're grabbing a snake from above,
yeah,
what's the one thing you think you should be aware of?
Probably not let it drop on top of me.
Exactly.
I'm gonna see if I can do exactly what Gustavo did. Get it to actually wrap around the snake pole. Got him. There we go. Beautiful. Look at that viper. All right, I'm gonna very slowly come back out. Got him in great position there. This one's at least twice the size of the juvenile we caught earlier. Would you consider this an adult?
Yeah, a juvenile to go to adult.
Okay,
yeah.
So we're like the in-between juvenile and adult phase. Let's find a good spot to set it up to get our next series of B-roll shots. Second viper coming in at 16 hours and 30 minutes. We did it. We successfully came across the green viper. Our 24-hour snake challenge is officially in the books. We're exhausted. It's time to get some shut eye. But if you enjoyed this vlog challenge, write in the comment section below and tell us. Should we do another one of these in the future? We had an awesome time doing it, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Big thanks to Gustavo and Naomi. This adventure would not have been possible without them. And if seeing a green viper in the wild is on your bucket list of wild encounters, make sure to follow and contact them on social media. Today we're headed out on a snake scavenger hunt. I'll be working alongside my friend and wildlife biologist, Will Robertson. Say hi, Will. Hi, Will. This region is known for its plethora of species. We're gonna be scouring the fields, searching the forests, flipping rocks, and rolling logs, doing whatever it takes to find some of these cool reptiles. Will, are you ready?
Let's find some snakes.
Ugh, pollen. Oh, snake. I think it was a garter snake. He went down into this little hole right here. Oh, yeah, there's his little face. He's right there. Let's see if I can tickle him out. There he is. Gotcha. Whoa, there we go. All right, let's take a look at this one. So that is the eastern garter snake. One of the coolest things most people don't realize about garter snakes is that they are mildly venomous. Not a venom that could ever hurt a human, but for the most part, these are super calm, super docile snakes. You can see that little defense mechanism right there, totally flattening out the body and almost making the head look as if it's V-shaped, which of course would be indicative of a venomous snake, but as we know, the garter snake is completely harmless.
This is cool. It's like a river of moss. Look at that. Now normally, you probably have water flowing down through this spillway and towards this lake that we're getting toward. But it's just a really unique looking habitat, almost like Lord of the Rings. And it seems as if the lake might pay off because Will just said he's got a big water snake basking. Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
These guys are non-venomous, but they do bite quite a bit. So we'll see what this guy does.
All right, Will's got the water snake. Oh yeah, beautiful. And definitely a species that people oftentimes think is venomous, but completely harmless. The northern water snake. That's another one for the list, Will.
Yeah, there we go.
Looking good.
Oh, Coyote, sanitize real quick.
Don't want to spread those snake fungal diseases. Oh, red-bellied snake. Oh, red-bellied snake. Pretty basic looking snake, except for the fact that it has a pretty vibrant red belly. Let's flip it. Oh, a little hole. Look at his little tunnel. Hey, buddy. Got an interesting little precarious scenario here. There is a rock ledge that a black racer's up on. I think if I drop myself down into this little hole, I might be able to come around the edge and get it. I see it, but it does not see me. It's right there. Definitely right on the edge of this cliff. Got it. Getting under control is gonna be a whole nother story, and these snakes are really bitey. Oh, geez. That is one angry black racer. Will, got a black racer for the snake scavenger hunt. Oh. See if I can do this without taking a bite. There we go. Okay. Focus is on the camera at the moment. And there we have it. Another species for the snake scavenger hunt. All right, Mario, I'm gonna bring it up for the tight shot. That is the black racer. Looks like it's getting ready to shed its skin. You can tell that from the cloudiness in the eyes. And the thing that I love most about this species is its agility and its speed. Not to mention the coloration is very similar to the black mamba. But of course, this is a non-venomous species. So a bite is gonna be nothing more than a little soap and water to clean up. All right, watch how fast the snake is when I let it back into the environment. Or not. That's kind of cool just to get it in that display mode. I thought you were just gonna speed off, but instead you're giving us some incredible B-roll. Nothing wrong with that.
Ooh, look at that. Big ringneck snake. That's a nice orange belly. So these guys spend most of their time underground looking for things like salamanders to eat. They're very tame snakes. They never bite. You can see they have tiny, tiny little heads with a prominent yellow ring right around the neck.
Double flip? No. But here? Nope. Guess who found a hognose snake? Right here, Will. Oh, it's on the move. I got it.
I'll grab them up here.
Okay. Whoa. Wow. A hognose snake for the scavenger hunt.
This is a difficult one to find, and look at that pointed nose right there.
Uh-oh. You know what happens when they poop, right?
Yeah, these guys are known for playing dead.
Oh my gosh, the smell is unbearable. Wow. Dude, you are covered in poop.
Let's wipe that off.
Oh my gosh. Hands. When lifting rocks, swallowed a bug. I was gonna try to tell you about rock etiquette. Back to one. When lifting rocks, it's important to have good rock etiquette, which means you lift a rock gently and you place it right back exactly where you found it.
Ants.
Whoa. Did they bite or sting? Let's find out. They don't really do anything. They run away. Not a sting episode. Will just called out to me that he found an abandoned car that I need to check out. I don't know what an abandoned car would be doing out here on the side of this mountain. Like, how did it even end up here? Wow, that is, what?
I would not be surprised if rattlesnakes were using this old rusted car. That's really interesting.
I mean, how did this
Get
get here?
They must have rolled it down the hill and crashed it.
It'd be really creepy if we found a body in it.
Not that I can see, just some bush light.
Yeah.
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah, that's a good message.
Let's see if we can lift this hood.
Give her a flipperoo.
Don't see any rattlesnakes.
No.
Worth a check though. Oh, this tire. Did it spin?
Yeah, rested in place. Creepy.
Oh, there's a rat snake on top.
Oh my gosh, there is.
Out.
Oh my goodness.
In the abandoned car. A new species.
Oh, new one.
Ow.
New one.
All right, what do you need me to do? Wait, hold on. I might be able to. Here. Let me get tangled in the engine. Yeah, I see. There we go.
Whoa.
New species.
Whoa. Careful.
Slipping.
Yes. How about that? All right, Will, what do we got?
We've got a black rat snake, and this is actually a small one. Despite being a pretty decent sized snake, these guys are the largest snakes around here. They can get almost 8 feet long. They eat birds and they climb right up trees to nab squirrels. This guy's in shed, so his eyes are pretty blue.
Unbelievable.
Awesome.
What would you say is the holy grail of snake species in this area?
I would say the green snake. They're bright green. They look like nothing else from around here. They're super tropical looking. You never believe that they're right here in the Appalachians.
When it comes to garter snakes, we found the mother lode. A whole pile of sunning snakies right there. These rocks are alive with snakes. This is perfect conditions at the moment to find a number. Whoa! Jeez, huge water snake. Really big northern water snake. All right, here, let's, yeah, I'm gonna need at least you to hold the camera.
Okay.
Wow, that's a big one. Hopefully it does not decide to give me a chomp. This is good size. Wow.
Oh, they got a green over there. They got a green.
What?
They got a green over there.
Oh, man. Ow!
Oh, okay, we're coming.
Oh!
Beautiful.
Amazing.
And that's one of the rare ones for around here.
I was walking and sure enough, just saw a little movement and reached down and got the little green snake.
Amazing. That is the holy grail. Wow. Okay, well, all in one 2-minute clip. Huge northern water snake and a smooth green snake. Here, let me give you this. All right, let me see this guy. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
The smooth green snake. That is the ultimate right there. Look at that. Big snake, little snake. Cute snake, seemingly dangerous snake, but both completely harmless.
No way. Mario just got another green snake. How big is this one?
Oh my gosh. It's even tinier.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that little guy.
Wow.
Oh, that is gorgeous little green snake.
Will, we did it. 2 beautiful smooth green snakes. Now, what's your favorite thing about this reptile?
It's gotta be the vibrance, hands down. I mean, it's a bright green snake. It looks like it came from the jungle, but here we are in the Appalachians and we've got it.
So this is one of my favorite snake species as a kid. I used to always see them in my backyard, but they're becoming more and more scarce. And what is the reason for that?
Well, you know, along with habitat destruction, when people spray pesticides on their lawn, these guys eat insects. So if they eat insects that have pesticides on them, well, you know what happens.
It's gonna wipe out the snakes. So less pesticides means more smooth green snakes. Will, an enormous thanks to you for taking us out today in some of your favorite herping spots. This was the ultimate snake scavenger hunt. Make sure to check out Will's YouTube channel. Lots of awesome videos there. All right, smooth green snakes, back into the grass.
When it comes to the buzzing world of bees, I am no stranger to these fuzzy insects. I've worn a beard of them, but that went horribly wrong, and I was stung 60 times in the face, neck, and arms. Ouch. I've carefully borrowed a slab of honeycomb from a wild Africanized swarm to determine if killer bee honey is better than regular honey. And I even showed you how to properly take care of a bee sting in the event that you accidentally find yourself at the receiving end of one's barbed stinger. Today I am back in Tucson, Arizona, and I will once again be working alongside bee expert and honey master, Chris Brinton. Not only has Chris been a friend of mine for many years, but he has also helped us in the creation of every bee episode produced on the Brave Wilderness channel. Given the list above, you are probably thinking, what else could we possibly learn about bees? Well, have you ever wondered what's inside of a bee box? Beside the bees? Today we're going to show you exactly what's in these white squares and how they work.
Chris, I'm excited, but I have to say I'm a little intimidated at the same time. We are surrounded by boxes that are filled with bees. We have isolated a single box to look inside. What you guys probably don't realize right now is that there are bees flying all around us. How chaotic is it going to get when we open up this box?
Oh, it's going to get chaotic just because we're opening up their home. We're taking the roof off.
Right.
I mean, if you get your roof ripped off, I wouldn't be happy about it.
Anything's possible. You're probably going to be a little angry too.
I would be a little angry. However, these bees here have been remodified, I guess you can say, by requeening them to a more docile European honeybee.
Okay.
So they could be a really nice honeybee.
Well, I have a feeling that everybody assumes they're going to be buzzing all over us. Things are going to get noisy. I'm ready to get inside. I've got a list of burning questions that I know the Coyote Pack wants answers to. So let's crack the top and get inside here. So, wow, okay. Holy mackerel, that is a lot of bees. Oh, and all on the lid too.
Yeah, this is what happens when they start running out of room when honey season's coming in.
Wow.
So this is what we call burr comb. This is when they start actually running out of space down here. This means they actually need another box.
Okay.
But yeah, actually, to tell you the truth, what a very nice colony of bees.
That is what you would call a full house for sure. Now, I noticed that there are these different slats that line the inside of the box. Are these where they're actually building the comb?
So these are what we call frames.
Okay.
This is where the bees do their work.
Okay.
So they draw comb, which is wax, which is basically honey, and they will make cells for either A, honey, B, pollen, C, babies, and what she'll do is they'll basically contain their middle of their nest. All their brood's gonna be down in here.
Okay, all the babies are tucked down into there.
That's where Mama's doing most of her work right there.
Okay, let's be quiet for just a second. I wanna see if we can pick this up on the microphone. That is loud. Bees are buzzing. So, if I've done my research correctly, inside is basically made up of 3 different bee types: drones, workers, and a single queen. And what most people don't realize is that the majority of the bees inside of a box are actually female. All of the workers are females and they can't actually reproduce. It's only the queen that can reproduce with the drones. Am I correct in saying that?
Absolutely. They have different stages inside of the hive. When they emerge, they're a nurse bee. They graduate from a nurse bee to a guard bee.
Mm-hmm. Are those the ones up front?
Yep, these are the ones that kind of protect the front of the entrance. And then from a guard bee, they turn into a forager.
So we've lifted off the roof of the bee box at this point. Let's pull out one of these cells and see exactly what is waiting for us inside of the box. Can we do that?
Let's go ahead and take this lid and we'll set this in the front out here. So that way, if they feel that they want to march back into their home, they can do that.
Okay, so that's the first cell right there. And wow, look, they're just staying right on the comb.
This is the beauty about working with European honeybees. When we change these over from an Africanized nest, we turn it into this. This is workable. This is something that we can literally take to farmers' fields and pollinate crops with. And the best part about it is when you can move your hand and you can place your hands on them and they don't try to sting you, this makes beekeeping so enjoyable.
Now, what would happen if I took off my glove and laid it on top of the bees like that? Do you think I'd get stung?
I bet you wouldn't, as long as you don't really push on it.
I think
you should.
Can I try that?
Do it.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna see just how docile these bees are by placing my hand gently down on top of them. And hopefully a sting doesn't happen.
Just go ahead and lay your hand on them.
Whoa, that's a crazy feeling.
Isn't that weird?
They're all vibrating. It's actually really warm.
It is. Honeybees keep nests at 92 to 95 degrees. So, no stings.
No stings. So can we find the queen?
So if you look on the top, you'll see a lot of young nurse bees. Their nurse job is to take care of things that she just laid or hatching eggs.
Can we take a look and see if we can find her?
Let's see if we can find this queen. So what we'll do is we'll pull these frames back, and then what we'll do is we'll actually take this frame and we'll go straight up with it.
Okay.
Nice and leaving a lot of room.
Oh, look at all those bees.
So what we're gonna do is the first thing I do is I always look right where I pull it up and I look for her, okay?
Yep.
And then I'll flip that over and I'll look on the back side here. And you're gonna look for a bee that is twice the size of a standard worker bee.
So let me ask this question real quick, since this is so cool to be able to see this. These cells, what's inside of here? Honey, or are those larvae that are behind each one of these caps?
This is all larvae. These are all eggs that have turned into young baby bees, and you can see like that just emerged right there.
Yeah.
That right there is what these little tiny fuzzy bees are. She just hatched out of her cell.
Baby bees, very
Baby
cute.
bees.
Okay, so no queen on that frame. How many bees would you guess are inside of this box?
You know, it's a really hard guess. I mean, a lot of times people over speculate, but I'm gonna say it's probably around 25,000.
Wow, 25,000 bees possibly inside of this colony.
Okay, so now we've got another frame up here, and you can see this one is full of food here too, because this is all pollen. Being the fact that we're not seeing any eggs, we're not really close to where she's at.
Oh, okay, so more eggs. These are cells that have hatched out, so less actual active eggs versus
more babies that are emerging. See how there's all capped over?
Oh, yeah.
So this right here, when you move these bees out of the way, and you can just touch them because they're social insects, so you don't have to worry about them trying to sting you. They like to be touched because they touch each other all day.
Yeah.
But you can see all that. That's all brood that's going to emerge. And that's all brand new babies that are going to fill this box even more if we don't give them more space.
Crazy.
So we come to the other side, and we're still looking because we still don't see any eggs.
Where is the queen? So far we are 0 for 3, but she has to be in here.
She has to be in here because there's babies all over.
All right, here we go. Is this the frame with the queen?
Nope. This is probably not gonna be.
A lot of honey.
All honey. But you know what that might mean? That might mean you need to try that.
Can I try that honey?
I think you should try that.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and do this, and I'm gonna get you a big old glob of honey right
Oh, are you kidding me?
there. Now unzip your veil.
Really?
And yeah, I mean, they didn't sting you.
Yes, that's true.
There's a few that are out here, but I mean, if you go straight up underneath your veil, you should be able to eat that.
Wow, this is cool. All right, I'm gonna try honey right out of the hive.
Yep.
This might get a little sticky. Don't get honey on my mic. Wow. Holy delicious.
Isn't that amazing?
That is unbelievable.
Let's go ahead
This
and
might
get
be better than the killer bee honey that I had that one time. Whoa. It's like almost making my eyes water. It's so sweet. Wow. That is incredibly rich with flavor. That is unlike any honey I have ever tasted before. You want to talk about an energy rush? That's it right there. Woo! Ultimate energy rush. Man, that is good. You get a little bit of wax in there, into your teeth, chew it up.
As natural as you can get it right there.
That was cool. Wow, thank you, Chris. I did not expect to be eating some honey literally right out of the hive today. Okay, well, we're still looking for the queen.
We gotta go back in here and go to the other side.
We're going backwards now. And remember, we are looking for a bee that is twice the size of the other bees, so she should stand out pretty obviously. Ooh, Chris, is that her?
That's her right there.
Wow.
Let's go ahead and grab her.
Okay, that is the queen. Look how short those little wings are. Now here's the ultimate question. Can a queen sting?
She can sting other queens.
Okay, so she wouldn't be able to sting me. Not that I want to get stung by her, but she is capable of stinging other queens. Now, is that for the defense of the colony?
That is for her taking over the colony, or let's just say she's a virgin, she hatches out first, and there's other ones that could possibly take the nest over. She's gonna go ahead and get rid of that competition. She's gonna be.
I see. The queen is a big bee. Well, it took a little bit of effort, but we finally found the queen. And now we know the answer. Yes, the queen can sting, but she can only sting other queens. All right, Chris, well, I feel very honored to be in the presence of the queen.
You got to meet the queen.
Wow, and there she goes, disappeared right back down into the hive. Well, I'd say we learned quite a bit today. Exactly what's inside of a bee box. I got to try honey straight out of the hive and even got to meet the queen. That was fantastic. Chris, thank you so much for this education in bee boxes.
You're welcome, Coyote. The hive structure of honeybees is a highly functional world that at a first glance seems simple. But what you don't realize is that honeybees are an intricate part of our planet. Every year, millions upon millions of bees are required for the pollination of plants, many of which become the foods that we are so accustomed to enjoying. I encourage you to do a little more research on your own. Bees are fascinating, and who knows, maybe one day you will become your very own backyard honey farmer. The dark, swampy waters of southeast Texas conceal many mysterious predators, but nothing is more impressive than the reptile you are about to witness. Hailing as the largest freshwater turtle in North America, this species is shrouded in folklore, and the stories they spark are famous for igniting a status that is considered legendary. The alligator snapping turtle reigns as the dragon of Texas. I have teamed up with Carl and Viviana of Texas Turtles. This conservation group is on the front lines of protecting our shelled friends. No matter the species, they love turtles. For several days, we have been working under special permits to catch and record this location's resident gator snapper population. Using a safe method known as hoop netting, we have had some incredible success, landing a variety of algae-covered swamp monsters. By now we know the famous phrase, "Everything is bigger in Texas," and the turtles are no exception, which means that some nets simply aren't big enough. And that is where I come into play. Get ready, this episode is about to get wild.
Okay, I'm checking a net that is close to the edge right here. I think we've got a turtle. It's moving. This net is moving right here. All right, I'm gonna pull it up and take a look. Oh, no. It was outside of the net. Big turtle right outside of the net. No, there it goes. And now he is back off and into the swamp. That is a very large snapper. The water's too deep and too murky. I can't see anything. I'm so tempted to just dive and go for it. The dangerous thing about doing something like that is without being able to see which end of the turtle is the front end of the turtle, the last thing you want is to get your hand into the mouth of a 100-pound gargantuan prehistoric reptile. The turtle is sitting right there. I see his head. It's coming up right here. He's right there. I'm gonna make a jump. 1, 2. Oh yeah! That is how you jump in to catch our gargantuan snapping turtle. Woo! If at first you don't catch it with the trap, you wait just a few seconds longer and the turtle will return to the bait all the way underwater. And that is the only way that I have learned to catch snapping turtles. No nets, no traps, no problem. Oh buddy, that is a good turtle right there. My goodness. Okay, I'm coming up, watch your feet. That is one powerful reptile right there. And a turtle with jaws of that size can definitely take off your hand. A second I went underwater, my hand slid down the side of his carapace. I was like, oh, please get to the backside of this turtle and don't let your hand end up
in those jaws. Yes, yes, we have ourselves a really good looking alligator snapping turtle. How about that? A little bit of patience is all it took, and I knew you were gonna come back for that bait, but you didn't think I'd be waiting, did you? Oh, okay. If you can go run and get Carl and Viviana, I'll stay here with the turtle. We'll get these biometrics. Yes, yes. And there you have it. That is a true prehistoric giant, the alligator snapping turtle, the reptile that we have been searching for and safely trapping with the hoop nets for the past couple days. Now we've caught a couple of smaller turtles, but nothing so far of this size. And truth be told, like I said, during the process of that all unfolding, this turtle wasn't actually quite in the net yet, so jumping into the water to catch it ended up being the right tactic. But the thing about this turtle that makes it so unique is just its prehistoric design. Look at this creature, covered in algae, gnarled carapace, and a mouth that certainly means business. Now, one of the big differences between the alligator snapping turtle and the common snapping turtle is the reach of that head. And while the skull may be massive and the spread of those jaws incredible, and the power definitely strong enough to take off a finger or crush a hand, it doesn't quite have the reach of the common snapping turtle. So me being this close to this turtle, I don't feel as if I'm in danger in any way, shape, or form. And one of the most fascinating aspects about the alligator snapping turtle is actually the way that it hunts. This is considered an ambush predator as compared to the common snapping turtle, which I would say is much more nomadic. All this reptile needs to do is lay on a body of water and wait for its prey to come to it. If you zoom in on the underside of that jaw there, you can see that little fleshy appendage moving around. It looks just like a worm. Now, this is called lingual luring. The turtle will lay in wait, wiggle that worm, and a fish will get close thinking, oh, look at this, I found an easy meal. But it's exactly the opposite. The fish gets close, the snapping turtle clamps down its jaws, and the fish went from potential predator to prey item. At this size, the only threat that a turtle of this magnitude faces is human interaction. The alligator snapping turtle is considered a protected species, which means it is illegal to go out and catch, harass, or interact with these reptiles unless you have the proper permits. However, that doesn't stop people from poaching these reptiles. They're oftentimes traded on the black market in the pet trade, but also the food trade. Believe it or not, this turtle is the origin of turtle soup. So we have to work collectively, all of us, to make sure that the protections stay in place to keep these prehistoric looking reptiles safe here on our planet. I absolutely love the carapace of these turtles. Now, as compared to the common snapping turtle, the alligator snapping turtle has these very distinct ridges that run the length of its body. Now, not only do they look cool, and they gave them their namesake, the alligator snapping turtle, because when they come to the surface, it almost looks like the back of an alligator, but they have functionality. During storm surge and hurricane season, if the water levels change quickly, this turtle's capable of wedging itself down in between logs. It will essentially lock itself in place to make sure that it does not move from the territory that it is currently protecting. And when you look at it, it's got all this algae and even little worms and leeches crawling around on it. There's an ecosystem existing on the back of this reptile. One thing that I do love about these turtles is their eyes. Look at that, black and gold, focused, all those little fleshy little particles of skin growing off of them, and that helps to keep these animals camouflaged underwater. You can see the algae that's growing on that turtle's face. It really looks like a rock when it's laying on the basin of a body of water waiting for its prey to get close. And looking inside that mouth, that's probably about as close as I want to get. And you'll notice there's a hole that keeps opening up inside its mouth there. That's actually the way that this turtle breathes. That little hole connects to the roof of its skull, which then connects to its nostrils, and that's how they're able to come up above the water, take a quick breath without opening their mouths. That also helps them when they're in the process of eating, make sure that no water goes down and into their lungs. Okay, I'd say that this turtle's about ready to get back into the water, so it's time to do the important work. I'm gonna bring in Carl and Viviana from Texas Turtles, and we're going to collect the necessary data that they need to make sure that this turtle is properly documented. All right, guys, you ready to pull the biometrics? Let's do it. Catching is fun, but the most important aspect to Carl and Viviana's research is the biometrics. Head width is taken first, followed by carapace and plastron lengths. Next, a PIT tag, which stands for Passive Integrated Transponder, is quickly inserted. No, this is not a tracking chip, but instead is an identification tag that can quickly be scanned to ID this turtle if it is caught again in the future. Think of it kind of like a turtle's social security number. Last, but certainly not least, is my favorite part, the turtle's weight. This big boy isn't going to set any world records, but it does boast being the biggest turtle we caught on this round of research.
70.3 pounds, yes! That is a good sized turtle, that's for sure. I'll give you a look at the scale there.
With the biometrics complete, this turtle is now ready for release.
Well, it's officially time to release this prehistoric behemoth back into the wild. But before I do, I just want to give a big thanks to Texas Turtles for allowing us to assist in the important research that they've been doing to help preserve the alligator snapping turtle.
Around the world, turtles are under threat. And as I mentioned earlier, there is no collective species that is considered more endangered than our shell-covered friends. The work Carl and Viviana do through Texas Turtles on a year-round basis is not only about collecting data. It's about spreading a message of change and fostering an understanding that turtles play a crucial role in the natural ecosystem. Illegal poaching, black market trade, and habitat destruction are only 3 of the biggest threats turtles face. And until we get protections in place for all turtle species, they will always be at risk. Brave Wilderness continues to drive a narrative about turtle conservation and why it is so important, but I encourage you to get involved. If you love turtles and want to help, check out the links we suggest in the video description below. Pick one of the turtle conservation groups and make a donation. Share their site on your social media, or reach out and ask how you can get involved. The world is a better place because of turtles, so let's make sure that as humans, we create a better future for this species. It's no government secret that Coyote Peterson loves dinosaurs. And I have been very vocal in my self-proclaimed expertise at finding fossils. But make no mistake, I am not a paleontologist. And for someone that suffers from chronic bouts of fossil fatigue, I would label myself an amateur at best. And that is why I team up with the experts. On today's prehistoric treasure hunt, Mario and I will be working alongside Paleo Chris and Fossil Rick. These paleontological bloodhounds have a nose for finding prehistoric treasure, and they are taking us to one of their top secret locations nestled deep in the backcountry of northern Florida. As we venture upriver, it feels as if we are traveling back in time to the Pleistocene epoch. This epoch lasted from about 2.5 million to 12,000 years ago. It was home to some serious megafauna, like mammoths, dire wolves, and my personal favorite, Siberian saber-toothed snowcats. Meow.
Chris, this looks like a spot where we may need to stop and get out to pull the canoe.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so here's what we're looking at. Good current coming right down through these prehistoric looking trees. I can just imagine what it would be like to see a prehistoric saber-toothed cat moving across these logs. We're a little bit late on that, but it doesn't mean we can't find some of those fossilized remains.
After nearly 2 hours of paddling up the river, we finally arrived at the location Chris wanted us to explore. It's going to be a long day of wading in the river with shovels and sifters. All right, guys, this is it. We have made it to the top secret spot, and this is where we will be searching for prehistoric treasure. Now, I think to make this more interesting for the audience, we're gonna keep this a friendly competition. Team Paleo versus Team Fossil.
Okay. Now, how are we rating the point system?
So I say we break it down into 3 categories: number of species, biggest fossil, and most unique fossil.
Okay.
So if you guys are ready, and I think everybody out there watching is ready for us to find some prehistoric treasure. May the best team win.
They don't call this guy Fossil Rick for nothing.
Yeah, well, I've got Paleo Chris.
All right, so the technique's pretty simple. It's just a shovel, but it's a little bit of work to get the hole going. You want to kind of get it down in there, and the hardest part is breaking that initial seal.
Okay.
But once you get that original hole going, you can start working at the same time.
All right, so it's gonna take some muscle, you're saying?
This is not easy.
All right, let's take a look at what we got here. Oh, I think we got some stuff here.
See? We got a tooth.
Is it a Smilodon?
No, but it's really cool. So that's a shark's tooth.
What species you think?
I'd say like probably bull.
Ooh.
Oh, sweet. Look at that.
It's a soft-shell turtle. What's this right here? It's a fragment of a horse tooth.
Okay.
Little tiny fragment.
Wow.
Look right here.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a tip of a big shark tooth right
Wow.
there. That's actually a great white shark tooth.
We got a tip of a great white shark tooth, guys. Look at that. Tip of a great white shark tooth. So guys, all these fossils go into these unique little bags. Go ahead and open that up. Shark tooth going in. Piece of a turtle shell. Piece of a horse tooth. Man, just a couple scoops and we're already having some good luck.
There it is. Perfect.
So what are we looking for in terms of maybe texture, color?
Anything that kind of pops at you. Teeth, normally the enamel is shiny. There's a bone.
That's a bone.
It's just a lot of bone is going to
This looks like bone.
Yep. That's
So-
turtle shell.
Turtle shell. This is bone too.
Yep, that's bone. Turtle shell
Okay.
as well. That's 2 pieces of turtle shell.
Turtles.
Nope, missed. That was a big miss right there.
You know, I'm kind of hooked already. Like all I want to do is get the next scoop in here because
one more scoop.
You just never know.
That's good, right? The darker the rock, the better, right?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna stick in that spot. Okay. Oh, I got a lot of sand there. All right, let's sift this out and see what we get.
Check it out.
Wow.
Another juvenile great white shark tooth. Sharp serrations still. All right, and I think right over there, that is a tiny fragment of a mammoth tooth right there. You can see the enamel line right there. Wow. So they grow in these big plates like this, and these little individual plates flake off as the tooth falls apart. So that's what that is, just a tiny little piece. There we go, that's another good scoop. I think we got into a spot with like some shells.
Okay, yeah, I do see some shells.
These shells are actually fossils.
Okay, so these are fossils.
Yep.
It counts. That's a species.
What's this? Really smooth. Oh my gosh, Mario, you have done it, man. What? Is that something? You have done it, dude. What is it? That's a sloth tooth.
The tooth of a sloth?
A giant sloth. What? It's smaller, like it might be juvenile, but that's rare. They have really weird teeth as far as animals go. Like you could see, that is the chewing surface.
Oh man.
And it would have stuck kind of out of the jaw like this.
Gotcha.
And they had some molars to go with it that looked a little different. But that is an awesome fossil.
All right.
People come out looking for that. If you don't find anything else today, that is worth it.
All right, guys, so Paleo Chris and I have a pretty bountiful sack of prehistoric treasure, multiple great white shark teeth, which Chris tells me are incredibly rare for this area, although Team Fossil does have a sloth tooth so far. What we got here? It's almost like Halloween. You go out, you collect a bunch of candy from your neighbors, and in this instance, it's a bunch of scoops from the bottom of a river. Oh, that's a tooth! That is a tooth.
That's pretty uncommon right there. That's a peccary.
Wow, let me see. Look at that. That's a peccary tooth right there. Look at that, is that a piece of a tooth?
Let's see. Yes. It's a bear tooth.
That's a bear tooth!
It's a bear molar right there.
Bear molar!
No way.
How can you tell?
I've just found them before.
Is that a rare one?
It's an upper rear molar.
Wow.
Yeah, it's probably black bear, most likely.
Well, that's definitely a new species for our list.
Awesome. That's kind of the goal, like when I go out. If I find a fossil of any kind of carnivore, I'm good. Like, that's a good day.
At this point, honestly, fossil fatigue's setting in, so I actually see a really nice tree right up there that I think I can catch a nap on. Oh, man. Oh, fossil fatigue. And my fatigue is not only from shoveling scoop after scoop of sediment, but because I found so many fossils. Why do I need to keep searching? Might as well take a nap at this point. Good night.
Do you find yourself falling asleep frequently while out looking for prehistoric treasures? Do your friends work harder than you do? Do you have a serious lack of motivation to keep trying if you don't find a saber-toothed cat skull in the first 5 minutes of searching? If you answer yes to one or all of these questions, then you likely suffer from fossil fatigue. Don't worry, this apparent doom is not your extinction event. FF is curable by simply watching the rest of this episode, like the whole thing, even the call to action. So what are you waiting for? Don't become a fossil, fight the fatigue, and keep watching.
All right, guys, well, it is going on 5 o'clock, which means we have an hour before the light completely disappears, so we are calling it a day. Mario, hold up your bounty bag.
Look at that.
Ooh, I don't know. Ours definitely looks more full. What do you think, Chris?
I think we got more stuff in there.
Well, we're going for quality.
Yeah,
right, Rick?
I think we didn't keep a lot of the junk, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we'll see. What we're gonna do now is actually get up and out of the water into a controlled setting, lay out all of our fossils, and then determine who takes the prize. Now, the 3 categories: number of species, biggest fossil, and rarest fossil. Let's kick it off by counting the number of species that Rick and Mario have collected.
Okay, Rick, take it away since you know what we've got here.
Yeah, we've grouped them together. So we've got mammoth, glyptodont, giant armadillo, a mandible here, fish, alligator, deer, giant sloth, turtle, horse. For shark's teeth, we've got great white sand tiger and bull shark, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 species of shell.
Okay, I have 17.
17.
17.
Species.
Okay, 17 species. Wow, that's
tough.
That's impressive. Okay, so Chris, with our fossils laid out, go ahead, count them out.
All right,
Please,
let's
18.
see. We have great white shark, bull shark, hammerhead shark, lemon shark. We have a rodent jaw, peccary teeth, a bear tooth, garfish scales, pufferfish, mouth plates, a piece of a mammoth tooth, coral, horse teeth, deer antler, snake verts, a piece of an armadillo osteoderm, alligator stuff here. We have turtle. I think that's it.
Wow. What? Wait a second, 17?
Yeah.
Because we're not counting random bone fragments we can't identify.
Oh, right. These are random.
Yeah, we have random.
We just tied on number of species. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah?
Okay, well, when it comes to biggest fossil of the day, I mean, I don't have to look far to realize.
Yeah. I'm no expert, but yeah, that is a big giant chunk of turtle shell.
Let me see.
That's
Massive.
pretty big.
That is definitely the biggest fossil because our biggest fossil is a piece of giant tortoise shell. Does that make up the difference? Giant tortoise versus...
It's physically bigger.
Okay, so you guys got the point on largest fossil of the day.
Okay.
Now it comes down to what is the rarest fossil. So on your side, what's the rarest thing you guys came across?
I definitely think Mario's sloth tooth is our rarest fossil. This is rare. It's a good fossil any day. Pretty uncommon. I think that's gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah, I mean that's a megafauna, right? They're huge.
They would have. This is a smaller tooth from one, but these guys were huge. They had giant claws. Definitely uncommon.
Solid.
Is that the rarest?
On their side, it is.
It is. Okay, what about on our side?
Any carnivore stuff is extremely hard to find.
Okay.
So your bear tooth, I think, tops that
What?
sloth tooth. I think it does.
Rick, what would you say? Bear tooth rarer than the sloth tooth?
I've got to go with Chris because any predator, even modern day, is definitely more uncommon than the things that they eat.
Okay, you get it.
So we got a point, you guys got a point, and we tied on species, which means that this whole thing just tied. What are the odds of us tying on our prehistoric treasure hunt? Big thanks to Paleo Chris. Big thanks to Fossil Rick. Make sure you check out their YouTube channels. Guys, I'm definitely ready to go look for some shark teeth.
I'm taking this one.
The giant salamander is considered a special national monument by the Japanese government, and for centuries, it has lurked in the shadows of myth and lore. Ranking as the second largest salamander species in the world, they can grow to lengths of nearly 5 feet, classifying them as monstrous in the world of amphibians. The Brave Wilderness team and I had the incredible honor of working alongside renowned salamander expert Dr. Sumio Okada, and we traveled deep into the wilds of the Tottori Prefecture to find and collect biometric data on these elusive river dragons.
Wait, something right here. Right here, we got one. Wow, look at that. Have you ever seen an amphibian of that size?
Due to their vulnerable status and strict licensing, only Okada Sensei was allowed to catch and handle the wild specimens. Yet when it comes to giants in captivity, the regulations are a bit more flexible. Today we are visiting the Hanzaki Research Institute of Japan. For over a decade, their mission has been to research and help to ensure the survival of the Japanese giant salamander. In the field, I did my best to learn all I could from Okada Sensei. My diligence toward being a good student in the art of giant salamander research ultimately earned my teacher's trust, and I was given the invitation to assist in the yearly data collection for the Institute's oldest, largest, and most cherished salamander, the great Osanchiro.
All right, so Okada Sensei said, wait right here. He's going up there into the enclosure to check on the salamander. Now, this is one of the largest Japanese giant salamanders ever found that is currently on record. He tells me it is absolutely enormous. It's going to dwarf anything that we saw in the field. I'm super excited, I can barely contain myself right now because I'm gonna be able to get hands-on with this animal to help with the measurements. So the role is gonna sort of be reversed here. I'm gonna be collecting the measurements. Okada Sensei is going to be writing them down. Are you guys ready for this? We're going to see one of the largest Japanese giant salamanders ever seen.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Oh no, he's supposed to wait right here. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I'm like jumping out of my skin right now.
All right, ready?
Good.
All right.
We're ready.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, guys.
Oh man.
You guys nervous?
I don't know, I'm excited.
Following in the footsteps of my teacher, we ascended a flight of stairs and entered the paddock of this ancient creature. Its fenced and fortified containment area wasn't necessarily designed to keep the salamander in, but instead was designed to keep any potential predators out.
Now, Okada Sensei has quarantined the biggest one down in one enclosure for us so it's easier to find, easier for us to catch and collect the biometric data. So it's in this one.
You see it?
Oh, right there, look at that. Look, that's its nose sticking out. Whoa, hold on, get a shot, get a shot. That is a giant salamander. All right, so what we're gonna do is actually enter into the enclosure. We'll peel back these boards, gently get the salamander out into the open water. We're gonna have to get it into a net and then up here to collect the biometric data, but we'll spend a couple minutes there inside the enclosure to sort of look at some of its features and just be in awe of what this creature is. Come around like this. All right, I'll let you go in first. I'm gonna leave my pack up here, guys. All right, guys, I'm going in.
Okay, careful.
Getting into the water. Woo, that is cold. That is some cold water. All right, here, hand me your camera.
Oh boy. Here you go, Mario.
Woo! Before we get the salamander out of there, let me see if I can get a shot of it with the GoPro. Just hunker down here. So it's right under here, right? Here. Okay. Let's try to move really, really slowly so that we don't muddy the water. We want to try to keep it as clear as possible. I'm gonna have to just go, sort of just go blind on this here. And hopefully the camera is picking up the salamander. You can see there's
Definitely moving backwards. More of the tail's coming out the back.
a lot of debris in there. Oh, I see it, you're right. It is starting to come out the back. Well, maybe we're getting a shot. Tough to tell.
Oh man, it's big.
There it is, it's right there.
It's actually backing out the whole thing.
Oh my goodness, it is huge. That is just its tail. Its tail is like the size of a canoe paddle. This is the largest amphibian I have ever seen in my life. It's time to reveal the beast. You ready?
I do.
You do the rocks?
Yeah, and you do.
I'll get the boards? Okay. Guys, this is something that is done once a year, removing the salamander from the breeding paddock to collect its biometric data. This is a very special day, an incredible honor for all of us to be a part of this process. This is it.
Are you ready?
This is it, yeah. Try to not disturb this silt.
Whoa.
Look at that. Are you kidding me? Look at the size of that thing. There's the head, there's the head. Look at it, it's the size of a cantaloupe. Whoa. My goodness, that is a monstrous salamander.
It's so much bigger than I thought. Wait, there's two.
Yeah, there's a smaller one in here. Smaller one in here. There's another one over here, but that is the big guy. Okada Sensei, so what's the best plan from here? Is it okay for me to go in and bring the salamander around to this side?
Yeah, and catch.
Okay. Okay, got it, thank you. Now here's a question. Before we get it in the net, can you bring it up here and can I slightly lift it to reveal it for the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, before we put it in the net, because once it's in the net, it'll be really hard to see. I'm gonna actually move this smaller one into the next tube here. Come here, buddy. Oh, they're so unique feeling. There you go. You go in here. Oh, wow. This is the first contact I have made with one of these salamanders. It is incredible. Come on, big guy. There we go. And slowly coax him down through here. There we go. Wow, look at that. An absolute giant. What an ancient creature. A living fossil. This animal is well over 100 years of age. Look at how cool that thing is. Can you believe that? Look at it. Whoa. Oh, he's so slimy. Impossible to hold on to. That's why we have to use a dip net to actually get it out of here. Not only is it strong, but it's also incredibly slippery. All right, so we're gonna gently, there we go, slide down into that net. Okay, the salamander is safely inside of the dip net. So I'm gonna go up and Okada Sensei is gonna pass the giant up to me.
Oh, heavy. Got it?
Okay, yep. Whoa. Got him, got him, got him, got him, got him. Yep, good, good, good. Whoa, it is strong. It is heavy. Wow. All right, that is me cradling a Japanese giant salamander. Tail first?
Head first.
Head first. Okay, so that this end opens up. Yeah. Okay. Set it in here. There we go. Okay. I do have to be careful that I'm not bitten. They do have extremely sharp teeth, and this is a very large animal. So I have to gently get this opened up, and then he will slide out this end. All right, here we go. Look at that.
Whoa.
Look at that giant. Hi, buddy. Okay. Wow. Okay, get my hand underneath the jaw. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna gently slide it down here, Okada Sensei, so that we can fully reveal the salamander. There we go. So slippery. The layer of mucus that coats their bodies it's just like, you see that? It's like snot. Now we want to put as little stress on the creature as possible. We're going to quickly collect the biometric data, get a couple of cool shots, and then release it right back into the enclosure. But let's just take 1 second to admire the design of this animal's body. Look at how wide it is. Look at the head. And you know what? I'm looking, I can't even see the eyes. The eyes are right up front here. They have such teeny tiny little eyes. Get a little water out of there. Oh, that's good. Yes, yes, yes.
Wow. Its head is bigger than your head.
It is. I feel like my entire head could fit inside of its mouth, but that's not a place that you want to find yourself. Look at the tail. Enormous. Absolutely enormous. So much power in this animal, and when I was cradling it as it came up out of the enclosure, you could feel just how strong it truly was. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna end up getting is the total length of the animal. Oh, you hear that noise that it's making?
Yeah, like this.
It's like a grumbling. Oh, just gonna push that rock, push those rocks down. Okay. Okay, cool. We've kind of got him in a good position to get the total length here. Right there? Okay. We're just gonna go with this here. We are at 49 and a half. 49 and a half is what it appears. In centimeters, that is 126 centimeters. Wow, that is a giant. Okay, so we're not gonna do the snout to vent length. It's too much to put this animal on its back to get that measurement. So the next thing we're gonna do is get the head width and also the tail height, and finally its body weight. We've got some rain rolling in, so we're gonna have to do this quickly, guys. All right, I'm gonna get the tail height first. I wanna do that at the highest point, if possible. It is right at 14. 14 centimeters? 14. 21? 21. All right, head width, 21 centimeters. Absolutely dwarfs the giant that we caught in the field. All right, so the next things to do?
Body weight.
Body weight. Okay, so how do we get the body weight?
To put it in container.
Okay, put it inside the blue container and then put that on top of this. Okay, great. So we're putting a little bit of water inside of the container just to keep the salamander hydrated. You don't want its skin to stick to the basin. All right, so we're saying that the weight of the container with the water is 16 kilograms. We will put the salamander inside and then subtract that weight from 16.
Coyote, lie down next to it real quick.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to comprehend how big this thing is. You're right, unless we get something like a human next to it for scale. Look at that. All right, now we have to do this quickly and very gently because it's very, very slippery. So we have as little chance for error as possible. Come here, big guy. Hit the first? Yep. Okay, there you go. Real gentle. All right. Oh, man. So big. Look at that. For the main episode the other night when we were in the field, we had a small container. This is as big as it gets.
So why is this giant salamander in captivity? Great question. Many years ago, during the building of a bridge system, its home was destroyed and the animal was accidentally injured by a piece of heavy machinery. The construction team quickly realized what they had found and immediately alerted the Hanzaki Institute. The good news is that the salamander survived. The bad news is that its home was destroyed, and as a displaced animal of this size and stature, it was decided that the great Osanshiro should be kept in captivity.
So that just goes to show you guys that even if an animal like this loses an appendage, something like its foot or its toes, it still has the ability to survive against all odds. I mean, this is considered a national treasure right here. When you look at an animal like this and you think to yourself, wow, this has been on the planet longer than most of us, it is certainly something that needs to be preserved, that needs to be cherished and honored. And it's really cool that this salamander is now a part of the breeding program here at the Hanzaki Institute. All right, you guys ready to get the weight?
Yep, let's get the weight.
Okay, so hands off of the container. We've got it perfectly balanced. Salamander on the scale, and we are at just about 30 kilograms. Remember, we need to take 16 away from that, so 14 kilograms is the weight of this amphibian, an absolute giant. Cannot believe it. Never thought that I would see a salamander of this size.
Man.
So cool.
All right. Cool. Do we want to look at some of its interesting characteristics?
Sure, yeah, let's take it back down off of the scale. We've only got a couple more minutes with it, and then we got to get it back into its enclosure. All right, guys, now the last thing we need to do is sort of just examine the salamander's features, make sure its feet and all the aspects of its body are in really good shape. So the first thing we're gonna look at are the 4 feet here. The hands, look at that. Look at how big that hand is. Now, these salamanders have 4 toes on the front feet, and on the back feet, they have 5 toes. Check that out. And those digits are about as big in width as my fingers. Look at that. Holding hands with a Japanese giant salamander. Salamander is incredibly healthy. When you get down to here, you'll notice all of the muscle in this tail. It is just a solid mass of power. Look at that. A large rudder that helps this animal move through the environment and also to quickly maneuver itself if it needs to escape from a predator. Now look at these flaps of skin that run along the sides of the body here. They're actually able to absorb oxygen through those flaps, which helps them to breathe underwater. As we know, they also have lungs. Actually, it was just blowing some bubbles up front there.
So this animal breathes through its skin?
It can. They, of course, they have lungs. They do come to the surface to get a big gulp of air, but they can stay submerged for hours at a time, especially when the males are defending the den. As we know, the males are oftentimes called den masters. They protect the eggs, they protect the larvae.
So Coyote, what does it feel like?
Like a big, wet, muscular slinky. Go ahead, Mark, reach down in there, get some water on your hands first. And just give it a little pet, feel the skin. Very dense, right?
Oh, wow. A lot different than actually I imagined it being a lot slimier. It's not that slimy.
Yeah, no, but they do secrete more mucus if they're feeling stressed. So it's really good. You can see the animal's completely calm at this point. Just keeping it in a little bit of water helps keep it hydrated. All right, well, I think we have collected all the necessary data, which means it is time for us to safely get this salamander back into its enclosure. All right. That never gets any easier.
Salamander coming in.
Got him.
Good.
Okay. This. All right, there we go. All right, got him.
There he is.
Oh, he's so slippery. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. All right, here he goes. Wow. That was cool. Okada-sensei, thank you so much for giving us the chance to get up close with this national treasure. What an incredible day for the Brave Wilderness crew, and a true honor to work with this salamander here in Japan. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure.
Nice. High five.
All right, I'm getting out of this cold water.
Working alongside Okada-sensei in the field and getting hands-on with Japanese giant salamanders while visiting the Hanzaki Institute was one of the most meaningful experiences the Brave Wilderness team and I have ever had. Approximately 41% of the world's amphibian species are threatened, and giant salamanders are no exception. The significance this animal holds in Japanese culture cannot be matched, and it was a true honor that we as visitors to this sacred land were entrusted with telling these stories. Conservation efforts for the giant salamander are imperative for its survival, and if you would like to help, make sure to visit bushidojapan.com to ensure that there is a future for these majestic animals.